Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Bitcoin. We've had a move down last night, basically to where we were sort of anticipating. So we're going to be investigating, do we think that this is over and we're going to see some more upside potential come in, or do we think that this is going to be a continuation to the downside? These are the questions we're going to be answering. But first, I'd like to say thank you for watching this video, and if you'd like to show your support, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on the bell notification so you never miss a video, and feel free to comment with any feedback you may have down below. Okay, so let's get into the price action. So basically what we can see here is we were looking for the potential of having this B wave retracement here, and we were initially looking at it um, in this sense that we were looking to form a C wave down from here. That didn't happen, and what we ended up having is a WXY to the upside. So this area at 17,270 actually became the high point on this, and what we would be looking at this point is basically this is an A wave up into this high as a B wave, and looking for this C wave to the downside. So it is possible this is completed within this move here, but looking at the subwaves, if we count this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there is potential we've still got one more little leg to the downside here. So that would make it the most neat. So this is what I think we are actually having right now, is we are forming this fourth wave. And what this fourth wave would be looking at doing is if I drop this onto there. So this fourth wave could move anywhere between this 236 zone, which it's already done. It's met the minimum requirement, so this could start to fall off from here. Alternatively, we could look to push up a little bit more towards this 382 area or this 50%, which is at the 17,000 area roughly. So if I'd actually just drop this on here, and let's just make that red. We'll chuck a price label onto this bad boy, and then we can carry on. So this potential we could move up a little bit more into this zone, the 17,025 to 17,000-ish area. And what that would be looking at is if we come in here and just draw this in, basically what this would be looking at is the potential of having an A, B wave, and a C wave up into these high points here. So currently we can see on the 1 hour we have a lot of room to the upside, so it's possible that we might see some upwards momentum come in here on the short term, and we can see a 1-to-1 would bring us just to the bottom of this box area, which would be the 0.382. Now obviously if we break this low here at if we break this low here at 16,871, then basically that would invalidate this as an ABC unless it's a flat correction, which would basically what it mean is it would come lower than this low point here, move to the upside again in a 5-wave move, and then start to break down. So if we do move back up to this 382 area, let me grab this fourth and actually just put it down here, because we can see that the 1-to-one's a common area of travel. It doesn't mean it's necessarily gonna reach that. It can fall short. Sometimes it can also just push up a little bit higher. As long as it doesn't reach that 1.618 area, we should be all right. And with this count, invalidation of this additional fifth wave would come by moving back above the 17,136. That would invalidate the potential of this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then needing this additional fourth wave. So that all being said and done, if we were looking at this now and we were going to come back up and retest this zone here of, let's go to 17,000. I like that psychological level as well. The minimum's at the bottom there, but we'll just go with that. And then we could look to move back down into this zone here, which is between the 16,841 to the 16,792 area. So we can see with this move, if I just mark this up here, now what this would effectively do is this would bring us right down into this potential support zone here, and what we would be looking at is the fact that if I drag this back up here to this high point, this would be right on this 786 area. So that could be a potential target area, which is this 16,822. If we have another drop to the downside, we could look to retest the support zone here between 16,850, and I mean, we've already reached the top end of this, so we need to see how this reacts. If we start to move away from this and move back above this 17,136, we'll start to develop bigger impulsive structure here. It's more likely that that we are going to be invalidating this fifth wave, though until we break this point here, and alternatively this 17,270, we just need to be aware that we could see some extensions to the downside here. And what I'll be looking for with that is, if I just quickly, if I keep, actually I'll keep this, but I'll delete these. If I just jump onto this object tree here and turn this on, we just need to be aware that we could have a situation where let me delete this box here, sorry, where we have a bigger five-wave move to the downside. And what that would be is we'd have a 1, 2, 3 down into this low point here. So if we drop past the 16,744 area, then it would actually become more likely that what we have is a five-wave move to the downside here developing. So that would be a wave 1 up in here, up in a 2, then all of this would become wave 3. So if we start to extend within this and we push down further, because we can see that this fifth wave currently is looking to target out this area here, which is above this blue line. But what we need to just be wary of is the fact that if we don't move back back above this high here, then we could start to see some extension, whether that's as a 1, 2, this becomes a 1, 2, or sorry, down into these lows, 1, 2, and then we continue to the downside, and then we look to break the 16,678 area, or whether this actually just marks a completed correction of an A, a B, and a C into these lows. If it does mark a completed correction, then what we could see, if I turn this, it is basically just going back over the options that we went over yesterday, and what we'd be looking at is the potential for the bullish breakout, which what we would be looking for is that we have a five-wave move here. We're looking for this retracement in a wave 2, and then looking for confirmation by moving up above this 18,040 area. That would then basically just make a single five-wave move here, which could be a completed correction. If I just switch this again and we jump onto this and we put on the ABC rather than the bullish breakout. So a five-wave move here could look to complete this ABC pattern. And what this would be is basically just an A wave in here, a B wave, and then a C wave to the upside. And what we'd be looking for there, if I just draw this on roughly, we'd be looking at this as a 1, down into this move here as a 2, provided we don't break this 16,678 area, and then we'd be looking for the 3, 4, and a 5 to complete this C wave here. If this does play out, that would be a completed correction, and then we'd be starting to look for potential to move to the downside again. We could see that would bring this right up into this actually, let me put this back because I've pulled it off here. Basically into this zone here, which is the typical B wave rejection area. So it can move all the way up to this 20,475. But this 18,240 and this 18,938, those are common fib retracement levels. That's 50%, and the 618. So it is possible that we look to test some of these areas out, and then we progress back to the downside. Though, like I said, we've got to be aware that if we do move up past this 19,155 area, then we have potential for a bigger move to the upside. And if I just turn this back on, the bullish breakout. So moving above this 19,155 would trigger a bigger impulsive move, and what that would be is, if I clear up some of this noise here, what this would be is basically, instead of having an A, B, and a C here, what we would have is a 1, 2, 3 up into these highs, 4 and a 5, which would then make us have to have another additional fourth and a fifth here. And this is something that we are just keeping an eye on, because we were also allowing for the possibility that we could have this as an A, a B, and we're looking for a C wave and a 5 wave move. And if this plays out, we could be looking at that being a instead of having a triangle here and a fifth wave down into this zone, we'd have this as an A, a B, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 up into the high points. If this does play out as a bigger 5 wave move, we'll probably look to retest this 20,000 area to this 20,475, but that would depend exactly how these waves progress. But it's quite an interesting area, because should this start to develop into a bigger impulse, and if we do move down to this 842 to 16792 area, this could be a potentially good point if you were looking to long. Only from an Elliott wave standpoint, because you would have your stop built in here by this 16,678. And if we were looking for this to develop into a bigger 5 wave move pattern, basically moving below this point would invalidate it. But if it is right, obviously we're talking about a much bigger move to the upside here. So it is a potential zone that I'm thinking about looking at a trade in, but it all depends how we react off this point. Is basically what we would want to see is we'd want to make sure we stay above the 1674 area. Like I said, actually you could have your stop even closer at that 1674. And basically what I would be looking at is the potential that this is whether it's going to be an A, a B, and a C as a zigzag, or a 1, a 2, and then a 3 to the upside. It is good. It is a potential good low risk sort of trade, because you've got such a close stop. So that's something that I'm going to be looking at. And if I'm going to be throwing that trade out, it'll probably be on the BYBIT. If you haven't got an exchange to trade on, BYBIT's a great exchange. It really is. Whether you want to spot trade or leverage trade, it's the one that we use. It really is a great exchange. But basically, moving down into these low points here, you could have a long entry in this zone with your stops. Obviously, we need to use correct risk management, and this is not financial advice. This is just something I'm thinking about doing. But basically, that could be a good position to set up for a bigger move to the upside should it happen. Should it not happen, at least you have a nice close stop. So that's what I'm looking at. We haven't disregarded the other options that we talked about yesterday. And if you'd like to see more about them, either jump down into the Discord, or if you look at yesterday's video, you'll find more information about the alternative options. So basically, should we start to develop 5 wave moves to the downside, we could be looking to retest this green support zone here between the 16,416.7 and this 15,738. And the other option is that we could be basically looking at reforming a zigzag down into this D wave low. So those are basically the options. Like I said, if you want more information on them, I'll go over them a bit more yesterday. So I hope everyone finds this video useful, and if you did, please hit that like button if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button as well if you haven't, and I just want to say thank you again, and everybody keep safe out there.